All right. Hello, my name is Paige, and this is finally on the Same Page podcast. I'm the host, and this is my guest.
My name is Jordan. I'm a member of Mantras.
Beautiful. Yeah, well, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know we have long work days, and then I added this into it right before book club, so I appreciate that. And you're more than welcome to let me know how your capacity is through it. And when it's gone, it's gone. And that's beautiful.
Sounds
We
good.
can honor that.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Well, I'll drop us in real quick. All right, go ahead and take a deep breath. And exhale however and whenever you're ready. And take another deep breath. Just feel your feet on the floor, your sits bone in the chair, your back against it, or maybe not. Notice if there's any tension in your body, if there's any open tabs. And just go take a notice at those open tabs that we have right now, maybe. Just take a second to acknowledge them, that they're important. We'll get back to them if we need. And just see if they're willing to sit on the shelf on the side while we have this conversation. And go ahead and shake out and move your body whatever, however you need to put the rest of those tabs over there. I find I always have a couple lingering that I throw on the shelf. And then if it's aligned, go ahead and take another deep breath in and out at your own pace. And just call all of your energy back in from today, from decades ago, from an hour ago, from a month ago. Just invite all of yourself to be here in this present moment. Just go ahead and settle into that. Where do all those parts want to go? If they have something to say because they just came back from 20 years of exile, we'll get to them. And then when you're ready, go ahead and flutter your eyes open and come back into the room. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I should say that Jordan is an incredible creator and leader of meditations and drop-ins. So the edge is where the healing happens. So to do a drop-in for someone who's very elite and incredible at it is like, okay, well, let's see if he can put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
If he can put his things on the shelf
Yeah.
and just drop in. But no, your meditations and everything are truly beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been great to see you continue to grow in that area and lean into that edge. So, I love being a receiver of is just as much as I like doing them too. So,
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, you're the one about self-worth made me just like it really helped me transmute a lot of stuff that I didn't know how to process. And like I think and I leave a comment every time that I do them just as like that's like my accountability and the 97 comments per page.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that one was interesting too, because I just recently, me and my uncle listened to that together, and he thought that I made it for him. And I was like,
oh,
no, I was like, I made that for me.
yeah.
And I said, I realized making something that's genuinely for yourself, then it sometimes can be applicable to a lot of other people too. So yeah, that's still like the number one that I'll listen to the most. I'll go back and listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's powerful. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I know we started a little late. Are you open to going to 6:40?
Yeah.
Does that give you enough time?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, beautiful.
I know where to be.
Okay. But here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I have I know that we had a really powerful conversation that we had talked about like discussing on the podcast, and I'm curious if that still aligns and you're open to that, or if there's something else on your heart you want to talk about.
I'm super open to talk about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so I think it probably start with, and it's interesting because, you have these experiences where or at least I'm speak for myself, I had an experience where I really wanted to inquire about some things, and over and over and over again, I just ignored that part of myself that just wanted to have some more clarity and understanding, and then it seemed to reach a boiling point, and there was a moment where I had a lot of heat moving through me. And I remember in specific being in that room over there and feeling all of this energy moving through my body and knowing that the previous times that I abandoned myself and not just speaking up, it was time to pay the tax for that. So it was so nice to be able to look at you and tell you like, and I got a charge with you too, Paige, and then for you to look me in the eye and nod your head, and give me permission, basically just like, all right, and then for me to be able to express that authentically, and then for you to just be able to receive it and thank me for expressing what I was feeling, that was already great enough. And then the I really feel like that conversation and us just authentically relating really led to us having a fantastic conversation, the following conversation that we had, and just felt so much closer to you, and really feel like we got the space opened up between us. So yeah, I'm sometimes sometimes it's like, let's see if they can take a little bit of yelling, so a little bit of anger or something like that. And you did, and that was so great.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful. And just for
mhm.
context for the people that wasn't there, it was like push back out of the seat, stand up, like I've got some stuff to get off my
Yeah,
chest and I'm
yeah.
gonna do it so with energy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was truly beautiful. And what it told me was like, yeah, there was just a lot of energy going on for you, right? And it had been a conversation that we'd had several times in like the leadership meetings.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it wasn't brought to completion, or it wasn't fully heard, or like we didn't get to the bottom of like what was really going on for you. And after that conversation, I heard you say like, I not in these exact words, but like I just want to dream cast. Like I just want to like envision stuff and think about creations and like not have it be shot down with all of you guys that are on your to-do list. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was also just a another reminder of like why we all fit so well together, because we all do have different skill sets. So
Yeah.
that was another thing that I got to realize during that time is like, yeah, I'm coming in it from a space of like, let's get excited about something.
Mhm.
And I'm in a room of people that are like execution based and very logical thinking, which I'm super appreciative of because like that's not necessarily my forte. So I think that it was beautiful too that to just get to see after the expression. Like I think that's the thing that I found the most beautiful just in general is like being authentic with my emotions and allowing them to move through me. The medicine is afterwards, like after the expression, being able to look back on the event and see what parts of me I was ignoring, just allows me to like move forward differently and not have to express myself that way can and also knowing that my peers are going to welcome that type of energy, regardless, even if I do express myself that way. And I'm the same way too. Love it. Like, love the real authentic expression. Like, let's feel it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that conversation like really blessed me, not only in getting to like experience that authentic side of you,
mhm.
but also like in the work that I've done myself, right? To just be able to like sit there and be regulated and look you in the eyes and say, yeah, and to not take it on, right? Like a past version of me would have started like blaming myself
Yeah.
and being like, okay, like this is what I did wrong. But in that moment, I was just able to like be present and be regulated and hold space and be there with you and hear what you had to say and acknowledge like you have some points, right? Like you're not wrong about the experience that I gave and the reason you had a charge. And yeah, just all of it was beautiful to like hear that authentic side, to be where I'm at in my own work and journey. And then yeah, to be like you're not wrong and like I don't have anything to say against it or any reason to defend myself or say that that's not an experience you had, because it was,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was beautiful. And then yeah.
Yeah, and I we talked about this before, and I really appreciated you not taking it on, because I think a big fear of mine was expressing anger in front of women.
Mhm.
So if if there would have been a situation where you would have, maybe got emotional or cried or gotten defensive, I would have kind of turned inward on myself and been like, that was not cool,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have expressed yourself that way. So yeah, I think that was even kind of healing for me, even just you holding the space and knowing that that can be that expression can be held to was great. And then it even um, I don't know for sure if one had to do with the other, but then obviously there was another member of our meeting that ended up having an emotional moment that he got to process through too. So I just felt like the space was just really opened up for us all to just be authentic with what we were feeling and just to remind each other still like, yeah, we still accept you.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that you could say or do that's gonna get us to be like, nah, I'm done with you, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, definitely. And like to have the awareness of like, yeah, like get it out of your body,
Mm.
right? Like whatever it is, whether it's logical or illogical, or like if it lives in our body, like we don't transmute it and it's not useful to anybody. And like we can get it out and then we can evaluate if we need to.
Yeah.
Or just realize like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, now that it's out of my body, it doesn't feel like so big, or maybe it does. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's incredible. Yeah, that was a powerful conversation.
Was there any moments, like what were you feeling in your body like during that time?
I felt calm. I felt calm and open and like curious what you had to say, and really grateful that you were specific about like that you had a charge towards me and that you didn't just speak to it vaguely or like without direction. I would much rather someone be like, this is what's coming up for me in relation to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, because I worked really hard to not play the mind reading game.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult when, like, I would say the majority of women that I experience, like, they really do play the mind reading game.
Mhm.
So, and the self-blame. So if they're in a room where someone's expressing a charge, they automatically take that role of like, oh, it's me.
Mm.
But there's so much more value in like the person with the charge being able to and having to speak to exactly what the charge is
Yeah.
and who it's with. And then for that to be clear, for that to be communicated clearly
Yeah.
and just received for what it is and not taken on, not turned into anything more. And I also think like hearing, does that answer your question?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think hearing you reflect on the fact that like I didn't take it on
Hmm.
is is really beautiful, because I can see how like a past version of myself, when I did take it on, that person who has the charge with me, like they clearly care, or there wouldn't really be a charge,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't be communicating. Like they care enough to share it with me. And in those moments where I started to be dysregulated or I collapsed, like they then weren't able to have that expression come into completion.
Mm.
And so it was like they started to get to offload it and then they had to take care of me.
Hmm. Yeah.
And like that's such a, it comes from such a loving place for both people, the
Yeah.
person taking it on and the person wanting to now regulate that person. And that experience is such a hindrance, like when we think about like fully being able to express and move through something and get past it,
Yeah.
to just be like, yeah, like have your full experience. And let's say I did get dysregulated in that moment, like what I believe I would have done is say like, I'm dysregulated and that's my own experience.
Hmm.
And please continue expressing
Hmm.
your authentic self, right? Like and for me, it's usually like PTSD that pops up.
Hmm.
So, and I have the awareness of like, I'm in this room right now with this person, and there's a part of my being that's having a past experience.
Yeah.
And I can still be present and be aware that like the emotions attached to the past thing,
Mm.
right? So I can ground myself in the fact that like I'm safe right now. It's Jordan. It's a different experience. Like all of me's here physically, and energetically, there's another part that I can address later.
Mhm.
But like, let Jordan have his full expression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's so important because for me personally, I can recall previous relationships in my younger years where my partner would do something that I would be, kind of upset with, and then when I would go to express that, then my partner would be overwhelmed and would be like crying and stuff like that, and then I'm like, maybe I should have. And then I find myself comforting the other person. So then it's like, and of course, just like you said, that's an authentic experience that both people are having. And it's just like one that's very unfortunate because I started to internalize, okay, this is my emotions are too much for other people. Like I should just keep them all to myself, which is impossible anyway, because then I'm basically just gonna, if I wouldn't have said something to you that day, I probably would have got that energy somehow, like unconsciously or something, maybe giving you the cold shoulder or
Yeah.
maybe have a share or something. I give you some dagger eyes or some petty, And so now I'm just like, I'm just gonna say it. I'd rather just say it, because at the end of the day, I know that all I have the ability to do is project my own experience. And it's either going to be for me or it's going to be for both of us or it's going to be for you. It's like there is an experience happening, and if it gets shared and it doesn't hit at all, then it's just a mirror. Then it's like, hey, well, that one doesn't land in me at all. So this, what's that story that you're telling yourself? That's the type of inquiry that I appreciate. So yeah, that's why I love this group just in general because um at the end of the day, none of us are really afraid of confrontation because we know that there's going to be a repair and we know that we're going to be closer at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. And with that like off gassing of your experience, like that also blesses me and saying like that gives me awareness around me being curious if I'm not showing up as my authentic self, right? Or if I'm not showing up because I wouldn't want to give someone that experience. So that brings awareness to me of like, oh, that's really interesting that that's how it's perceived, and I wonder what that's about. And like I had shared in that specific instance, like I had realized a week or two before that I was over capacity.
Hmm.
And when I get over capacity, that's because I have given away too much of my time.
Yep.
And now I'm bitter because I gave it away.
Hmm.
And I'm over capacity and drowning and not taking care of myself and then not being compensated for it.
Hmm.
And that was my doing. Right. And so it's like, how do I reel that back in?
Yeah.
And you nailed it
Hmm.
with what you were saying. And so like it was beautiful. Like I'm grateful I was already in inquiry around that. And if I hadn't been, that would have been a beautiful like, hey, here's a flashlight.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
something's coming up for me, but like something may also be going on for you.
yeah.
And like, are you able to be curious about it?
100%. Yeah. And like and then when you explained the reasoning behind it just made so much sense. And it makes sense on both sides. And it's also funny because if this were to ever happen again, then it would be just like so much more lighthearted. Like, it would just be so like I'd be like, Paige, you
I could totally envision us recreating the scene of like, oh my God, and then
yeah, yeah, it's you that stands on the side.
like that's just how we communicate
Yeah.
in these meetings. Like I gotta
Yeah,
charge.
100%.
That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that was an incredible experience, and I loved how it played out for both of us, and just like the growth and the space that we held.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I feel like this is a space where all the abandoned parts are welcome. And so it's almost just like a little practice arena of these abandoned parts of self, because I feel like that's an abandoned part of myself was the angry part. And here everybody fucking loves it. They eat it up. They fucking start I'm allowed to curse.
Sure, yeah. I'll just mark not for children on YouTube. Jordan's is not for children.
Hey, I didn't get a rule sheet beforehand.
You didn't.
But yeah, like I just feel like there's been so many people that are like the perfect reflection of abandoned parts of myself. And so even just getting to witness other people and their process is just such a gift. Like it's such a gift to be able to witness people, be vulnerable and share things, and it just like kind of I feel like it just opens up the entire energetic space of the container and gives everyone more permission to just show up how they show up. And we like it when you're messy.
Yeah.
We want you to be messy. We don't want you holding that shit in. We want you to be messy.
Yeah, that's an edge for me, definitely. Of like, and that's something that I've really been in the work with the group, right? Because like I got the messaging, or I interpreted the messaging in life of like you go and do all the imperfect work, all the difficult work on your own, and then when you're perfect, you can come back to the table.
Yeah.
So for me, like to show up imperfectly in front of a group and be like over and over and over again, and it's like it's so vulnerable, and it's great awareness to be like I have even more of a contracted experience of that when I do it over text,
Yeah,
you
same.
know, versus like in person. And it just like highlights to me like how important in person is. And that's one thing that's really valuable to me about this community is that like the desire for and the push for the majority of these things to happen in person. Because it's like, okay, like, because then I can be held in that moment or be more aware of like, oh, okay, you know, the stories in my head that would be coming up on my own right now if I had just stumbled or made a mistake
Yeah.
through text, then it's a lot of work for me to then not create a story of like, oh, like I bet Jordan's sitting there like, well, you know, like there's a side chat going on about like Paige just popped off, right? But like in person, I have more awareness and I can pause that story because I have more information around me,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the point about needing to do all of these, imperfect stuff on your own because I definitely felt like that. I realized that when I came here that I thought I was vulnerable already, and really I was only vulnerable about the things that I felt like I understood about myself.
Mm.
So it's like if it was a traumatic experience and I felt like I processed it, then I felt like I could share it.
Mm.
And if it was something I felt like I was still processing, then I automatically felt like, oh, this is still, mine to process on my own. And now it's just so much more free because I think even just like the books that we've read have given us all like a shared language that helps us speak from the place of awareness. Just like you're the one that you've been waiting for, there's a part of me that is feeling this way. I just feel like those frameworks have been so important at reorienting my being around feeling like I'm like consciously my experience is I'm speaking from the place of awareness. Like there's a part of me that feels this way instead of it's like I'm so upset right now and like embodying the whole experience. And so yeah, I think this space has really allowed me to get more comfortable just still being still being in the process of it. And there's always so many people here, like there's nothing new under the sun. So many people here have experienced some of the many of the same trials and tribulations that we all have. So yeah, just sharing your experience, somebody might have something that really unlocks something for me when I get to share some of those things. So I really appreciate that about this space.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like how they talk about like breaking generational trauma or like, you know, kind of in reverse of like mirror neurons,
Hmm.
right? Of like our mirror neurons get to witness someone else do it and realize that like the world didn't eat them whole.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. Like,
Hmm.
huh, now I have more curiosity, more proof
Yeah.
that I could do that too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's definitely been people, I mean, been here for a little bit, a year and a couple months now, a year and a few months, and there's definitely people that might come through that trigger you, and it's so fascinating to like go back home and journal about it and see, because obviously it's something about me,
Yeah.
it's something about me. Obviously, you're not going to get along with everybody, but it's like if something gives an inordinate amount of emotional reaction, it's like, damn, there's something about you I don't like about me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I know for me, like when my room is billowing with sage,
Mm,
I'm like, all right, there's something really, really deep here that like I'm afraid to process,
mm,
right? Or there's something like that I'm still absorbing that isn't mine to absorb.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I opened I told my roommates, I was like, I would start doing the majority of my saging outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta have it well ventilated
Yeah.
in
It's
there.
I use it, I like sit in the experience long enough to be like, okay, like I'm aware that this is something that's coming up for me, something I need to address, or like, wow, like I thought I worked past this and it's coming up really hard. And so like I make note of that and then I allow myself to like sage it off and let that be that person's experience
Yeah,
and for me to take ownership of what I need to work through and heal through
yeah.
instead of like keeping that energy with me and carrying that while also trying to like do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that. I feel like in my experience, there's been times where I've had things that I wanted to say or conversations that I wanted to have with people, and then I don't. And then here I am, like talking to my other friends about
Mm.
it. I'm like, dang, like they're getting this energy that this person is supposed to be getting. I'm kind of, there's parts of me that are expressing it to like understand it further.
Mhm.
And at the same time, it's sometimes eye-opening to see how much my energy can be leaking in different
Mm.
directions, different little subplots and stories and stuff like that. So it's nice to just be present with that and just realize like, okay, this everything in this space is constantly informing me about myself.
Mm.
In each interaction that I have, I can feel it. And it's not just like the bad stuff too, it's also like the good stuff. There's plenty of people here that reflect parts of me that I don't have integrated, and then just seeing them be free and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. It's a beautiful way to be like, okay, like there's permission for me to be like that. And then for me, it's also a beautiful reflection of like, I love that for them and I love that on them. And I don't think that's for me to embody.
Hmm.
And I love that they are. And now I have the potential to if I want to further down.
Hmm.
But like, sometimes I lean into that, like try it on for a second, and I'm like, no.
Uh,
Like that's
yeah.
them, and I love that for
Uh-huh.
them.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like
Uh-huh.
take that jacket off. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is
I
beautiful.
still want to see the bitch better have my money.
Yeah. Yeah. So every time I pay my roommate, I'm like, I pay him in cash. I'm like, bitch, better have my money. Like, come through the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, there definitely is a fun, sassy, like playful side of me that comes out in certain containers and
Yeah.
environments. So yeah.
What type of containers?
Um, Usually small containers of people I really trust.
Mm.
Like to me, there's something still vulnerable about being like playful and fun
Mm.
that I don't totally know like what part of me experienced that or where that comes from.
Mm.
And I deeply, deeply love and enjoy when I'm around people that I can access it with.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah. And it usually comes out in the form of like some offensive rap song reference. Yeah,
That's great.
always, right? Like my
Yeah.
roommate and I are like, should have put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
not always bitch better have my money.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah. That's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, because it's interesting to have inquiry around what spaces or what type of people allow that part of you to come out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's the people that, yeah, you said these people that you trust, is it also people that you feel like also embody that energy already? Or is it sometimes just,
I would say it's the hardest for me to embody that around the most important people in my life.
mm,
Like it's hard for me to access that because it feels vulnerable.
okay.
And as far as the people that I am able to access it around, I think they're the people that I experience as being able to receive my love.
Mm, mm,
Like they understand the
mm,
way I love. And it's not too much for them.
mm,
Yeah, that's exactly what, thank you for asking that.
mm,
That's exactly what it is. Of the people who have showed me that I'm not too much, that the way
mm,
I love is not too much. Those are the people that I'm willing to show my other parts to.
mm, mm. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's cool. Thank you.
mhm, mm. Yeah, that's an interesting one because I feel like I I feel like my default is pretty playful, and I can recognize that there's certain people that it's like goes to a whole nother level with. And yeah, I think it's just, yeah, it's interesting though, because when you say the people that are closest to you, I guess my perspective, I was thinking about my family, and I think there's certain parts of me that feel like super comfortable with my family and expressing, and then there's other parts of me where I'm like, I almost want to shrink a little bit.
Yeah,
I can feel those parts of myself.
yeah,
Um, it's just it's something because also I don't think that there's some sort of motivation behind like wanting to show up the exact same in every single room.
yeah.
Like, we go to work, you're not gonna be your most playful self, like you got shit to do.
Yeah,
But it's also just interesting to see where I don't give myself permission to be fully expressive.
yeah.
Like I have one of my best friends. We were friends since I was 19. And so the way that I interact with some of my friends here is different, and like the vulnerability and stuff like that is different than when I interact with him. And I think it's because he knows like 18-year-old me. And so 18-year-old me is like the one that's out the most, when I'm with him. And that's why I love him so much because, we just have fun. So that's nice too. And it's also like I think there's stories that I tell myself that he wouldn't be able to go to that level when really that's not actually true. I don't know that for sure. Really, it's just like I'm uncomfortable by going to that level with him. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how I act in different spaces.
Yeah. Yeah, like the unfamiliar or the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate this conversation because as I said, like it's hard for me to access that playful side with the like usually people that are the most important to me. Like I had the awareness then of saying no, it's the awareness around like some of the most they're the ones that it's if they've shown to me that they can handle my love. And I can see the people that are the most important to me that haven't proven they can handle my degree of love.
What's that look like, handling your love properly?
Um, I'm a really, really deeply caring and loving person. And it's difficult for me when someone I really care about maybe is in a place where they can't receive love.
Mm.
And so I honor the fact that they're in that place. And so I dull myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I dull myself in all areas. I dull myself in the playfulness. I dull myself in the loving and I'm realizing a lot right now, to try to respect where they're at. When really I'm realizing probably the most beneficial thing I can do is show up authentically as myself because I'm trying to cater myself to be what they need. Dang it. Well,
It's so
Yeah.
funny, it's so funny. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, go.
Yeah. No, do you have anything else? Like, I think like you're really pulling on something else.
Yeah, I guess I feel like now I have a question that like almost a need for permission of like, am I supposed to, or how do I authentically be myself and respect where they're at?
Well, what I'm hearing is it sounds like there's a belief in there that it's virtuous to go down to where someone's at. Like it's almost like inconsiderate to be like vibrant and be playful when someone's not at that.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah. Yeah, like I want to respect where they're at. And I can also see how my medicine then doesn't come through.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I also don't, yeah, there's a lot of things that I do in that sense to cater myself to how I believe or how I imagine they need me to be right now. And so, yeah, and that definitely hinders me, and I don't know if it hinders them. But I would imagine so because
But you can feel that contraction.
Yeah.
Like you want to be that, and then there's something in you that says, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see, and I mean, even in like the house that I live in, there's three people, and there's two that I'm just authentically myself with, and there's one that I try to adapt myself to where he's at.
What would it feel like for you if in this imaginary world, like if you did just, feel comfortable being playful, like how would that?
I think it would be really freeing for both of us. I think it would, yeah.
Yeah, the quote, Rick's quote coming to mind.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be authentic. They're just waiting for you to go first.
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking the same thing too. He's like, damn.
Yeah.
Just waiting for her to be silly goose or something.
Yeah, maybe. Cool. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that, and I'm one of those people that's like, oh,
Yeah.
now that I have
Right.
the awareness, I will take action on that and try, right? Because like the edge is where the healing happens. And that's a perfect example of like why this community is so beautiful, right? Like it just went from a conversation
Yeah.
to like, oh shoot,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do have that pattern and I am doing it. And how do I?
Yeah, it's funny because Greg and I have been having a lot of conversations about existential kink, and I
Yeah.
know he's already read it, but I haven't read it, but I feel like I'm already like really adopting some of those
Mm.
beliefs about it. Like obviously there's something that I like about the things that frustrate me
Hmm.
because I keep
Yeah.
doing them,
Yeah.
And so I was like, me and Greg have been playing with it so much. I was like, Greg, I like fixing. I was like, I like fixing people. And I said, you know, I like even better when they don't let me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it so much.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's bringing such like a playful energy to these like unconscious patterns that I have.
Yeah.
So like, I think we're still voting on the next book, but I'm really hoping that that one gets picked because I think it would
Yeah.
just be so fun because I feel like all the other books that are about shadow stuff
Mm.
seem to be like so serious.
Yeah.
And this one is like obviously it's still serious information, but it's like you
Mm.
can bring so much playful energy to it. Like I can already imagine us like cackling in the
That would be
circle.
amazing.
Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
somebody's saying something about they're frustrated and
Yeah.
somebody else just goes, you like it though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. And that brings me the awareness of like, I'm having this experience over here of catering myself and also like maybe I'm doing them a disservice because maybe that's a power play for them,
Mm.
right? Like maybe I'm not helping them see their edges or whatnot. Like not am I only not sharing like my beautiful joy and love,
Yeah.
but maybe it's also like enabling them
Mm.
and not challenging them,
Right. Yeah.
versus like I think that's yeah, to like show up authentically with compassion and awareness and
Yeah.
like tact
For
for
sure.
the most part. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
and it's like you never know. It's like, there could
Yeah.
be a time where they end up coming around and saying, I saw you dancing in the kitchen and shit. And like that was the moment where I was like, oh man, I'm such a stickler or something.
Yeah.
Like I need to loosen up a little bit or something.
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely do that. It's a fun kitchen, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's something that I feel like I've done a lot more this year. It's just like dance, sing, stuff like that, just like playful expressions.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Like I have a trampoline in my room and like even that, just like bouncing, you're like,
Yeah.
just shake it off. It's not that heavy. It's only heavy because I keep carrying it.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Well, I want to be mindful of our time. Do you have anything else you want to add or do you feel complete?
I feel complete. Just want to say thank you for hosting me. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Paige. Paige is the best.
Oh, I didnn't pay him. I gave him a sticker to notebook though, so
She did.
technically, yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here and I appreciate you and thank you for showing up authentically and helping me see my dusty areas and my edges and for like truly helping me heal and become who I am.
Likewise.
Yeah, thank you. All right, much love.
So,
Appreciate you.
you too.
I'll drop his meditation link so you can cry as well.